breaking news coming in: Islamists hijacking Bangladesh's history. Is that the case? Yunus, now we are getting to know the Yunus regime has taken a big decision, and that is to erase Mujib's legacy. The interim government really has taken that big decision. So what we are getting to know, viewers, is that the Yunus government has upped the ante against Mujib. Now, what we know at the moment is obviously very interesting update, which is coming in far as Bangladesh is concerned. The Yunus admin has withdrawn basically the freedom fighter status of Mujib. First, it was obviously currency notes, and now you have a new ordinance change which is being reported. What has been changed really there is the definition of freedom fighters. Also, Mujib, over 400 Awami League veterans reportedly have been removed from the list. So that's the latest coming in at the moment. Is it a bit to rewrite the history? Is it a bit to erase the legacy of Mujib? I mean, that really is the question, obviously, which many are asking. The decision really is to withdraw the freedom fighter status, and we are getting to know that it was earlier, obviously, as we were telling you, currency notes, and now you have the definition of the freedom fighter, which has been changed. Over 400 Awami League leaders, so it's not just Mujib, 400 Awami League leader and veterans really have been removed from the freedom fighters list. Rishabh is joining us on the phone line. He's giving us more details on the same. This is a big update coming in, really, Rishabh. Yunus regime has taken a big decision, and that is to withdraw the freedom fighter status of Mujib. How do we view, this big development coming in from Bangladesh? Many obviously are interpreting this as a bid to rewrite or to erase the history of Bangladesh.
Well, this is much more than that. Remember how did this whole fall of Sheikh Hasina began in Dhaka? It all began with the quota system that was given to the kins of, or the generations of freedom fighters. Who were these freedom fighters? These freedom fighters mostly had people from Awami League, because most of the Sheikh Mujibur Rahman supporters joined his party in Awami League. Many veterans and the second and third generation enjoyed the freedom fighters quota, and that was the reason that we saw this whole protest erupting for the second time in 2024, leading up to August 5, when Sheikh Hasina had to step down and flee to India. Since then, Yunus government has come in, and since Yunus government has come in, the interim government for that matter, it's not yet a democratic elected government, the Yunus interim government has been trying to systematically erase the legacy of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the father of the nation of Bangladesh, the Bongo Bandhu. First, it started with how, the narrative was built that it wasn't Mujibur Rahman, but Ziaur Rahman who read the Declaration of Independence. It was removed from the history book. Then the history book changed, and Awami League or Sheikh Mujib's, role in freedom struggle or liberation war was curtailed. Then came the currency note that was doled out on 1st of June, where Sheikh Mujib's images were removed with images of various places in Bangladesh. Now the freedom fighter status, remember, as per the ordinance that has been released late last night by the law ministry, the law advisor's office of Sheikh Muhammad Yunus, now what we are given to understand that Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and 400 others, most of the 400 belonging to the veteran group of Awami League, have lost their freedom fighter status. Why? Because now the ordinance suggests that only people who crossed over to India between March and December 1971 to gain some training to fight liberation war, or people who gained training in villages within the back then East Pakistan to fight a liberation war, will be called the Bir Mukti Yodha or the freedom fighters. Rest all will be called Mukti Yodhas Sahyogi, which is the friend, associates of the freedom fighters. Similarly, the armed forces have now been called freedom fighters. Remember, till now, there was a very clear distinction in Bangladesh constitution who the liberation war freedom fighters were. Now this ordinance has changed that. In a way, very clearly, Yunus government is trying to erase the legacy, the 50-year-long legacy of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. His residence in Dhanmandi has been vandalized time and again. His statues have been removed from various
Exactly.
parts of
And
Bangladesh.
obviously, so
Names
is it a
have been
bit to
changed. The
change the
names,
legacy? Because this is a second major decision, just as Rishabh, you're also telling us, of viewers, it was earlier, remember, the country's central bank, just as, Rishabh was telling us, which had released a fresh series of currency notes that no longer had the picture of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Remember, he's Hasina's father, the founding president of Bangladesh. And now, we have this latest decision coming in that the freedom fighter status has been withdrawn. The old notes, remember, had the image of Mujib, but now the new ones which have been replaced, the new notes basically feature historical places, temples and pictures that depict cultural heritage, but Mujib is missing from the picture. So it's pertinent to know that the first president picture, which have been featuring on banknotes for decades, those had been removed. That was the first big decision. And obviously the second big decision, which we were just reporting, that the freedom fighter status, that has been withdrawn. Obviously, this is coming right after Hasina's indictment also when it comes to the international court in Bangladesh. So is it a spectacle for justice? Is this an attempt to discredit, her father's legacy? Those questions obviously remain. All right, viewers.